Hey there, welcome to today's episode. I'm super excited to introduce the Michelle Cunningham. She is an incredible entrepreneur, and I'm excited for her to be able to share with you some of the things that she's been doing to build a massive business online. And she's a former top network marketer for over 17 years. Michelle actually started using video to attract business on autopilot and now empowers entrepreneurs around the globe with her trainings. And she's the author of Do It Anyway, Girl, which shares with entrepreneurs how to show up in life to attract more business. And her strategies bring in more leads and more sales to any entrepreneur looking to put their business on autopilot while working less and living more. So welcome, Michelle. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you. It is such an honor. I was telling you right before we went live, like I remember following Brandy Shaver years ago, like looking at your stuff and being like, what does this lady do? I know she makes a lot of money. I don't know. It's a attraction marketing thing. I learned so much from you over the years. And so this is kind of a pinch me moment to be on your show right now.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's awesome. It's awesome to get those, those messages, because sometimes when you're an entrepreneur and you're building your business, you sometimes feel like you're on an island, right? And that nobody's actually getting any value. So if you have ever felt that way, let us know. But Michelle, you're going to talk to us today on how to generate thousands of leads on autopilot, being authentically you. So let's start like kind of where where you began. Like, what's your story? How did you get to this place?
Yeah. So I grew up, and I feel like it's an important part of the story, is that I grew up incredibly shy and incredibly poor. My mom was a single mom. And so she raised my 8-year-old brother, my 6-year-old me, and my 3-year-old brother. That's when my parents divorced. And so my mom was basically took care of us. And my dad was out of the picture at that point. And so my mom is just a rock and amazing, but we come from nothing. Like I remember wanting to be rich, like the kids who had Pantene shampoo and fresh apples. Like
You're like, I just want an apple for lunch.
Like literally the kids that were rich, I had little Debbie snacks, but rich kids had like the apples, not the apples in the bag. They had the fresh, the ones you buy individually. And like, that was like a goal in my life, was to have those kind of apples. And so I just grew up introverted because of that. I felt different than those people around me. And I went inward, it was like, if I'm just quiet, no one will really notice me, and notice that my clothes are tattered and that my backpack is not LL Bean and that my cleats are ripped. And I talk about that in my book, a lot of that, the mean cleat chick, like just mean stuff that happened over the years because I just had less than those around me.
Right.
And so paid my way through college and graduated college, landed my dream job as a pharmaceutical sales rep, was going to do that for the rest of my life because I had made it. And it was 6 months into that job that I was like, dude, is this like what I'm going to be doing?
Like this is it? Are you serious?
Yeah. And I remember being like, I need to write a book about like depression the first year out of college. Because I was literally like, I'm not a depressed person, but I remember having to go on Nexium that year because I was having like burning hair. And I realized like I was under so much stress and I hated my job. And it was at that time, my coworker's wife, Sam, said to me, hey, my wife's going to this hotel event tonight. She sells this thing on the side while she's working full time. You should go. And so I go with Rashada to this hotel event, and there's a lady in the room claiming to make 6 figures. You know the deal. Right. Another one's a millionaire. Another one's driving a free car. And I'm like, dude, this is a fantastic opportunity. So I go home and I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm quitting my job. I'm going to do this thing, And she's like, okay, crazy girl, you're not quitting your job until you get it up and running. But that is very difficult. You're an introvert. Those women are crazy. It's very aggressive. And I just don't think it's a good idea. And so I don't join that week. And a week later, I remembered I was 23. And at 23, you don't listen to your mom. So I signed up anyway. And that was, what is that, like 17 or 18 years ago now. And back then when I joined, there was no text message and there was no Facebook.
Right.
And so truly it was an extrovert's world, And so I'm an introvert in this world. And I remember going to Friendly's restaurant and sitting with the little leader lady. And she's like, honey, you're going to do this. I'm like, you're right. I'm going to crush this.
I'm going to
order the big package. I'm so excited. I get all my inventory in and I dust it off. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, so what I got to do? She's like, talk to people. Just go up to strangers. And I'm like, dude, that's like horrifying. I'm like, are people doing this? Because I'm not doing that.
And so, for real?
Yeah, literally. And so she's like, you got to. And so the next day I remember taking my business cards and I was going to go, when I was out being my pharmaceutical sales rep self, I was going to talk to people. And the first stop, I can't do it. So I'd put them back in my pocket. The next stop, I can't do it. Next stop. And so literally that goes on the entire year. I can talk to no one, but I think about it every day. I dream about it every day. Age 24 rolls around. Now I start laminating ideas. I start thinking about how I could do this, but again, take no action. This goes on for just a short 6 years, Brandy. 6 years of this
just a Short 6 years.
Short 6 years is how I started. So it's like I give anyone hope because I was dreaming and thinking and investing so much energy in thinking, but no energy in action. And at 29 years old was the turning point where I got fed up enough. And there's that turning point where people have, you're fed up enough with your corporate job. And I said, dude, I need to get out of this. And so I was luckily in commercial real estate that year when the market crashed. I think it was just this very cool God thing. Market crashed. I stopped making money. And so it was almost like, I don't have any money coming in. Might as well do this other thing.
Might as well do this side gig I've been trying to do for years.
For 6 years. And so I find a lady that lives in town and she's the leader lady. And she actually isn't my upline. She's just a nice lady. That's how the company worked. We all helped one another. And so she shows me the ropes, shows me how to use text message, a new development. And I was like, oh, shoot, we can text people? I don't have to go up to strangers? I could do this. And so started to follow her system. And first month I made an extra $1,000. And I'm like, okay, if I double or triple that, I don't have to get a real job. Like I was walking away from a 6-figure income, but I was willing to live at like 30 grand a year.
Right.
Just like I was so over it. And so fast forward, I kept following her system. 6 months later, I had built a team of 50 reps, made over $5,000 that month, continued on, earned another car. And then over the course of the years, built a team of over 1,000 reps. And I was consistently a 6-figure earner and had a ton of fun. But in the journey, I started a YouTube channel and that changed a lot of the game for me.
Awesome. Awesome. So you came online. What was the main thing that drove you on a line? Like what was that, like you said, turning point as far as like you going from, okay, I'm actually really going to do this now, right? So what was the turning point for you where you decided, okay, I'm going to go online? Because that's really not something, I mean, this has been like, how long ago that you decided to use YouTube?
Probably 6 years ago, I uploaded my first YouTube video.
Yeah. So what was that turning point for you to go online?
I think it was boredom, to be honest. I remember watching a girl her name was Alejandra Costella. You can watch her, but it's what blows my mind about her. And you were probably another person I watched, just these little snippets I'd watch of people. And I'm like, these people are making money online. Like it annoyed me because I'm like, I need to figure that out. Right. But Alejandra Costella was one of those big ones where she has the most organized home in America. And she's built it's got to be a multi-million-dollar brand because when you go to her page, it's just crazy. But it was regular Alejandra. For some days she'd be all, pretty like this, all done up, right? And then the next day she'd be like, I just woke up and I want to show you my closet. I've just been thinking about organizing all night. Like she was so into organizing. Like it was like her obsession. And I'm like, geez, that's crazy. But people would follow the pretty video and the normal video just equally. And I was like, huh. And then she would redirect them to, hey, if you want to get my course. And I'm like, huh, all right, maybe I'll make a YouTube channel just to help people.
Right.
Like I didn't have a course. I didn't have any of that, but maybe I'll do that. And so my first channel was a failed channel, but it's still out there. It's fantastic. So I decide I want to be like Alejandra. So I'm going to start an organizing channel. But Brandy, I don't like organizing.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So I'd film the video. One of the videos in there, it's my channel is She Is Organized. This is the defunct channel. You got to look at. But the best video is me teaching you how to make a crafty Halloween basket. And it's just horrifying. I mean, the whole thing is like, you know what I did? Because I'm not crafty. It's very evident in the video. I'm like, I put black tissue paper and orange tissue paper on this basket. And then I added Halloween candy. Isn't that great? Like, that's a stupid video. It's so stupid. But like thousands of people have watched this video and they like it. And it's just evidence that like, it doesn't really matter what you upload. Someone is going to like your
Someone
thing.
likes you, right? There's a tribe that's out there for you, right? That's
totally.
Yeah.
They find your stuff and they like it. So then I said, I don't like this. I don't enjoy making these videos. How about something I enjoy? I actually enjoy talking about network marketing. I enjoy talking about, being an introvert and blah, blah, here's how I'm doing it without walking up to strangers. And so that started my next channel. And it was evident after day one, when I filmed that video, released it, went to bed that night, woke up to 10 comments in my inbox that were like, oh my gosh, this was so helpful. When's your next video coming out? That I was like, oh, okay, got it. This.
Onto something. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what started it.
That's really cool. Okay. So you started out just like on a whim. And then how did you go from there? Like what did you decide to talk about? Like was it just to help people? Was that kind of how you went into it? Or was it just, because you're like, oh, I feel like doing this?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. It was to help people. And, it was at the time when I was my kids were really young. And you know how like, it's a lot, right? Your kids are young, you're exhausted, you're changing diapers all day. And so for me, it was just fun every day to get a comment from someone, a person or two that would say, "Oh, I like this. Thank you." I was like, "Oh, good. I'm doing some good in the world." Like that it was actually really helpful to me in that period of my life. And that's what led me to just continue to upload one video. But I did not know that you could monetize it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget a leader from our company came to visit one day and she's like, "Well, how are you making money doing this?" And I was like, I'm not. I'm just doing it because I'm nice. Like I don't know, just want to help people.
Right.
She's like, "You must be making money." And I'm like, I'm not sure how to do that. It made me think maybe I can make money.
Maybe
Like
I can make money
yeah,
doing
she made me
this.
have a new thought. I'm like, I don't know how to make money doing this, but maybe one day I will.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you continue to go down that road, just building videos. Did you branch out on any other platform or just YouTube at first?
It was YouTube. And then about 2 years ago, I got more comfortable on live video. The first live video I did, I liked YouTube because YouTube's good for introverts because you
Mhm.
can film and then you can edit out anything that sounded dumb. You can make a perfect little video and drop it in there.
Yeah.
Whereas live video is scary because if you mess up, you just sound dumb, right?
All right.
So the first live video I did was Periscope was big a few years ago, and my son was 2 or 3. And I go live on Periscope. It's like my big moment. And I don't even know if people are watching, but I'm scared.
Mhm.
And I go live, and suddenly in this moment, my son, who's never said this word before, goes, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up," like for the whole video. And I am so horrified. I'm like, how do you make it stop? And how do you delete
Yeah.
it? And I'm like so horrified that it actually scarred me for a few years. That I was like, I am not doing live video. It's
No
not
more
a
live video. I'm
no
out.
more. I'm staying on YouTube. So it wasn't until I think I took Ray Higgins' 14-day challenge and he kind of re-inspired me. He's like, go do something that you know nothing about and film a live video about it. So I
Mhm.
was like, okay. So I went out to my garage and I'm like, oh, pressure washer. Okay, cool. I'm going to film how to use this thing. And so I filmed this ridiculous video where the thing like explodes. It doesn't work. It's like blowing smoke out the back. And I'm just dying and laughing. But it got so many views and so many likes that I was like, oh, maybe just be you. Maybe people would like that.
Yeah. So that brings us kind of to our topic. What can you help others like know or I guess learn or with video, like how to generate, I know our topic's how to generate thousands of leads on autopilot, being authentically you. And I think this segues really great into it because, you said, oh, I was just being me, right? Like I was trying to figure this out and it was, like things went wrong, right? Smoke's coming out the back and people actually loved it. So what is it you think about being authentically you that helps people connect with you? That you're not, Miss Perfect, right? Like,
right. Yeah. I just think there's a lot of perfectionism out there. And I just think that people want to know that you're just a normal human. I'm a very normal human that likes to shop at Target. I like to go right, to stores to the clearance bin right when I walk in. And when I give away gifts to my tribe, they know it's from the clearance bin because I got a good deal on it. Like just whoever you are, just that's fine. Like I don't need to act one way or another way. And I've always said that in network marketing, I think I had success there because I treated everyone like they were my best friend. Meaning when I sent a text to someone or an email to someone, if I wouldn't send this to my best friend, I'm not sending it.
You didn't send it. Yeah.
No, like you wouldn't say to your best friend, "Hello, I've got this crazy deal. I would like to inform you of the 50% off sale that you wouldn't say that. You'd be like, "Yo, dude, 50% off. Are you interested?" Like you keep it very real. And so
Right.
that realness in everything it sells. That's what sells. And it's
Yeah.
easier.
It is
Just to be
easier.
you.
Yeah, it totally is easier. So how did you go from, because on YouTube where you edit all your videos and do those things, then you just kind of moved into like live video. Like how did that happen for you?
Yeah. So my YouTube channel, I still committed to one video a week. And I say that with a bit of imperfectionism, meaning like sometimes I forgot. Like I think, it's been 2 weeks and I've uploaded a video, but the goal is one a week. Okay.
Right.
So I was trying to do that. And then I started to go live and I said, you know what? I'm going to go live every Monday and Wednesday. And I'm going to just help people in network marketing, women network marketers. My whole brand is pink and unicorn and fluffy. Right. So my following is 99.9% female. And so I just started going live in my Build It Big Freedom tribe and going live just on my business page. And I don't know, the stuff started to get shared and, it was helpful tips that people could use, like an actual script or an actual email, not just you should send an email. How about this is the exact email that I sent that got results. Give it a try.
Yeah. See if
Just
it works
really
for you. Right.
yeah, simple
Cool.
stuff that works. That's the kind of the best stuff. So So yeah, and what was crazy was my YouTube channel. What started to happen that I didn't anticipate was about a year after having that channel, I was really bad about making calls to action, but I would just say something like, "My cell phone's below if you need to reach me." It's my call to action. I started to get these text messages, and people would say, "Hey, I follow you on YouTube," and I'll never forget the first one I got. I'm like, "This is clearly a scam. Like, no one finds you on the internet and like messages you."
Right.
I was like, "This is a scam," but I messaged this person back and then ended up on a phone call, and I remember being like, "I hope they're not crazy, and then I hope this is legit." And what was so cool, I got on the phone with this person and it was like talking to me because your tribe is they like you, right? So they
Right.
talk, they think like you, they follow you because they're like you. And the people that don't like you don't follow you. Right? So I talked to her and she's like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Oh my God, whoa." We talked the same and then we like had the same health. I have hypothyroidism. She had hypothyroidism. We had kids. We were stressed with the kids. We hadn't been sleeping. And she ended up joining my team
Oh, how
and
cool.
became
Yeah.
one of my rock stars. And then that began the journey of people finding me on YouTube. And
Hmm.
occasionally I get these messages. And initially it was just one every 6 months. And then it was one a month. And then it was two a month. And it was three a month. And I left the industry a year ago just to be a full-time coach. And I still get messages,
Hmm.
"Michelle, I want to join your
I
team.
want to join your team.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
machine is still running." And so
Yeah,
it's
that's incredible. So for somebody that's like, let's say, not necessarily new to, the industry, network marketing or direct sales, but new to, this branding thing, where would you tell them to start or what would be your tips on that?
Yeah, my biggest tip would be consistency. Show up consistently, but have a call to action. I just wish that, like, years ago, I knew to have a call to action to build an email list. It
Hmm.
is one of the smartest
It's
things
a
that
it's
you
a
can do
powerful
because
asset for sure.
it is.
Definitely.
There's three types of traffic. Traffic you earn, right? So you've got traffic from Pinterest or LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube.
Hmm.
But guess what? You earn that, but they own it, right?
Right.
Right? Those platforms could at any point shut you down. There's traffic you buy, so you run your Facebook ads, your YouTube ads, Instagram ads, but you pay money for that, and
Hmm.
sometimes they don't work as well because other people are spending more than you. And then there's traffic you own, and that is your email list. And you might say, "Well, email's dead." No, I'm so sorry, it's not. Email is
No,
not
it's
dead.
definitely not
Right?
dead.
It's not. And that is the best way to connect to your audience. So if you don't have an email list, if you walk away with anything, it is that. I took Marie Forleo's branding course, and that is the one thing I learned from it. Just get emails, however
Just
you can
get the
get them.
email. That's your
Get
main,
the
yeah.
email.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what my mentors taught me from the beginning too, is the
Yeah.
only thing that matters is the list. Get
Yep.
the email, right? Like that's it.
Yep.
That's all you have to focus on. So that's really cool. All
Yeah.
right. Is there anything else that you want to share with with my followers here on this episode? Because I know you have an incredible book that you want to share, but any other tips that you would give them before we go into that?
Yeah, I would just say, I believe that successful women feel the fear and do it anyway. And so that's kind of been my driving force. I'm just a regular girl from humble beginnings who grew up incredibly poor that didn't believe I had any self worth or could achieve anything. But I learned from my mentor, that little lady that I met that helped me to kind of get my business going. She said, "Michelle, you've been stuck for 6 years, but I want to tell you something. Successful women feel the fear and do it anyway." And that was kind of my guiding light to like step out into my greatness and own my awesome, even when I didn't feel awesome.
Even when I was scared to death, shaking in your
Yes.
boots, right? I totally get that. That's definitely an
Yeah.
incredible, incredible tip. So, how do people find more of you and how do they get their hands on this incredible book that you've just launched?
Awesome. Yeah. So my website is michellecunningham.com. So that's got links to free resources and lots of training on there. And then you can find my free tribes that I have online. But my book, Do It Anyway, Girl, it's just finishing production and then going to there. So you can get on the wait list right now. It'll be ready probably in a few weeks. So it's doitanyway.girl.com. You'll see I love pink. My book cover's all pink and
I love
pretty.
it. It's so cool. So
doitanyway.girl.com is
cool.
the site.
That is awesome. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for being on and thank you for sharing your incredible wisdom, your incredible journey in getting here. And I love that. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's just how it works, right? So thanks so much. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
next time. Bye bye.